Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to another session of podcast. I wish and I'm sure you will enjoy listening to the broadcast.
Doctor, we like to sit at home. I'm a home bird, they say. Who would like to,
After all, the home for you is to live.
Yeah. But they say it's called social isolation.
What do you mean social isolation? If I sit at home, it's going to be social isolation. I like to sit in my house. If I come and sit in your house, you call it. Correct?
But they say it's a social condition. A psychological condition.
What do you mean psychological? If I'm going to sit at home, how can you say it's a social isolation?
We say we are introverts, but we are not actually introverts.
At least I'm not a burden on the road increasing the traffic there. Why don't you give me appreciation there? Okay? After all, I'm not going to throw garbage around. I'm sitting at home. People who love to sit at home, let them sit at home, no?
But won't that cause depression?
What depression is there? When the COVID was there, everybody was sitting at home for a few years.
Yes.
And what is that you're going to call it?
No, but then people were waiting to go outside.
Okay, fine.
They were waiting to go outside. But then now some of them are stuck inside their home saying that we would like to work from home. We don't want to go into office. We would, this is more comfortable for us. We don't want to interact with someone.
See, the technology has come so much. The technology is so huge now. I don't need to come into a building where hundreds and thousands of people sitting with my computer. The same computer I can sit at home with a net connection. I can work for somebody in America, sitting in India. Right? All your BPOs and business processing operation, everything for a top companies are happening in Philippines, Indonesia, all that kind of thing, Bangladesh, India, everywhere. So that BPO is going to be a office space in a big way. The culture was going on like that. Suddenly when the COVID came, everybody wanted to get back. Everybody said, don't come, don't get into this sickness and all that stuff. People started sitting at home and working. Then they liked it. Because what's wrong in that?
But then why are we called as social animals, doctor?
See, you are always a social animal because you live in a society.
Okay, but you don't mingle with the society if you are sitting...
What do you mean I want to mingle with? You want me to go and dance around with few girlfriends all the time in the world? What is that you mean by going and mingling? Mingling with whom? Mingling for what?
With your neighbors.
My neighbor don't even know who is living in his next house.
See, that is the problem I'm talking about, doctor. That is the problem I'm talking about.
That because the society was different some 150, 200 years back. In the last 70 years after the Second World War, the society is different. We are on the mad race towards money making all the time in the world. So we are not bothered who's living next to me. So it is the society's problem. So I have no time.
We are the society, doctor.
I don't have time for my neighbor. I don't want to know who he is. I already have enough of a problem in my head. My hair is falling. Okay? So what? I don't care. Now, why I'm telling you all this is, we have, globally started following the Western culture.
True.
You have to say yes to this. Where is your culture? What happened? What did you do with that?
We forgot.
Why are you jumping by looking at the Western world? Your ancestors have created so much of beautiful models, of fantastic framework, and an easy way to live. What have you done with that? And why don't you bring that back in action? And now you call it social isolation. What is social isolation? Sitting at home and working? I will not call that a social. I mean, he's sitting at home and working and making money for himself. Right?
But are we forgetting to communicate, to talk to other people? That is my question, doctor.
That is what you are talking now in the Facebook, no? In the Instagram, in the Facebook, in the WhatsApp, in SMS, in video calls. Your world is your mobile. Your communication is huge with your screen. You think I must go and sit face to face with a person and speak?
At least a
You are right.
Yes.
The parents are not spending enough of time with the children.
Yes.
The children are not getting enough of time from the mother. The old parents are ignored. Innumerable number of old age homes have come. You go and push all your old parents there, dump them there as a garbage, and you keep flying all over the world. And then suddenly you turn around and talk about somebody social isolation. What nonsense? What is social isolation? I don't care. I don't believe in this social isolation at all. As long as you are eating and living and kicking alive, So what if social isolation is there? If at least social isolation, I'm not disturbing the society, right? Say for example, a guy is a heavy smoker and he's going to sit at home and he's not going to contaminate outside, he's going to only contaminate his house. Then he's going to come outside, he's going to make everybody a passive smoker, right? So social isolation is something that I will not agree, because there is some social isolation. I will tell you now what it is. Okay? Those who don't want to face the world will sit at home. I know people. They don't want to face their friends. They don't want to face their relatives. They don't want because they are not money makers. That is social isolation. Not people who work from home. Now people have become confused. Their psychological distortion has gone very high. Okay? People are getting scared now. People are uncertain now. Not scared, uncertain. The degree of uncertainty is very high now. What's going to happen to my life tomorrow? What's going to happen to my wife? What's going to happen to my children? What's going to happen to my bank balance? What's going to happen to my property? What's going to happen to this? You keep brooding over things. So social isolation is something, what you're talking about is there. There are people who do not want to those are the people who are depressed. They don't want to face the world. If you're going to talk about the social isolation, see the bustling traffic in all the modern cities around the world. What is your answer for this? Everybody's out. Commuting is becoming a problem, right?
Yes.
You have a car, you drive around, you know what it is. Even on a Sunday, everybody is outside the house. Everybody is driving their car and the bike and the cycle and whatnot.
Especially on a Sunday.
Then, where is the social isolation? If you leave me, if you give me an option, I'm telling you, Susan, I would love to sit at home, enjoy myself, because it's my house and I have heavenly everything at home. I don't care about this world. I don't want to, because if I need to care about my world, it is my prime responsibility to take care of myself without disturbing others. Would you call that as a social isolation?
When it comes to you stay at home, but then you call everybody and talk to a lot of people. You communicate with a lot of people. You converse with a lot of people. But many fail to do that, just looking at the screen, movies or...
That's fine. They are occupied themselves. Let them feel. Let them do what they want.
Isn't that social isolation?
No, it will not be, because you are in the screen. You are again touching the society. After all, being with the society is to be with the communication platform. There are so many people who are doing so many programs in the television. It is a part of what happening in the society is getting reflected on the television screen. And what all your friends are there in your Instagram or WhatsApp or Facebook or whatever, Twitter and whatnot, and then you are busy communicating with them. Not that you are silent. If you are not going to operate your television, if you are not going to operate your mobile phone, if you are not going to operate your phone and speak to someone, then if you call it as a social isolation, it is called some kind of an introvert, depressive sort of a person who doesn't want to face the field. He's not normal. He's not normal. I would love to sit at home, and if somebody says that you're following social isolation, I will say, so what? I am happy with that. If you're going to call that as a social isolation, it's not my problem. It's your problem. Very simple. But people are starting to see that because of this expansion in the field of communication, expansion in the field of electronic sophistication, things are going to go more and more crazy. Now they're going to more make you sit at home or sit in your bed in the room, and you're going to get stuck with the chat GPT. Over. You're not going to get out of your bed, okay, with the chat GPT around. And the artificial intelligence is going to take you more and more into isolation. That is going to happen, that we are going to see before we could end our lifetime. Thank you.
Thank you very much for spending your quality time. Thank you very much for your attention. I wish you enjoyed this session. See you later.